Nike doesn't make announcements like this lightly. When the CEO speaks, the world listens, and this time, the name is Lisa of BLACKPINK, not a rumor, not a leak, an official global decision, one that's already shaking fashion and K-pop worldwide. There are moments when a global brand makes a move so quiet, yet so calculated, that the impact travels faster than noise ever could. This is one of those moments. When the CEO of Nike officially welcomed Lisa of BLACKPINK, it wasn't announced with chaos. It was delivered with certainty. And that difference matters, because Nike does not act on impulse. Every decision carries weight. Every partnership sends a signal. And this one signaled something unmistakable. Lisa is no longer just a global pop icon. She is now part of a strategic vision that reaches far beyond music, fashion, or trends. At first glance, it may seem simple. A superstar joins a legendary brand. But the deeper you look, the clearer it becomes that this move was years in the making. Lisa's career has been built on discipline before applause, repetition before recognition, and control before chaos. These are not accidental traits. They are foundational values. The same values Nike has championed for decades. From the outside, fans see world tours, viral performances, and Fashion Week headlines. But behind every stage moment is an athlete's routine. Hours of training, physical exhaustion, mental resilience, precision under pressure. Lisa's performance is not spontaneous. It is trained. It is rehearsed. It is earned. And that is where the alignment begins. Nike's leadership understands that modern influence no longer fits into old categories. An athlete is no longer defined only by a stadium. A performer is no longer separated from physical endurance. Dance, in its highest form, is athleticism. Touring at a global scale is endurance. Consistency under worldwide scrutiny is mental strength. Lisa embodies all of it. What makes this partnership resonate even deeper is authenticity. Long before cameras and contracts, Nike was already part of Lisa's personal journey. She has shared how, during her trainee days, she saved money to buy her own Nike sneakers. Not as a symbol, not as a statement, but as a tool. For training, for movement, for growth. That detail changes everything, because it tells us this relationship didn't begin with a deal. It began with belief. And Nike noticed, as the official welcome spread across platforms, reactions poured in from every corner of the world. Fans recognized the tone immediately. This was not a flashy endorsement. It was positioning. Nike wasn't borrowing Lisa's popularity. They were aligning with her discipline. The visuals were stripped back. Minimal. Confident. No distractions. Because Nike didn't need spectacle. The message was already clear. This was a global strategic move, and it raises an important question. Why now? Because culture has shifted. Influence has evolved. The world is watching figures who can cross borders without losing identity. Lisa does exactly that. She moves seamlessly between East and West, between luxury fashion and raw performance, between art and discipline. Nike's CEO understands timing. This move reflects not just Lisa's growth, but a broader recognition of where global culture is heading, where boundaries are fading, where performance is redefined. If you're still watching at this point, take a second to think about this. How many global artists maintain credibility across music, fashion, and performance without becoming diluted? Very few. And even fewer do it while remaining authentic. That's why this matters, because this partnership doesn't rewrite Lisa's story. It confirms it. Halfway through this journey, something becomes clear. This is not the peak. This is a foundation. Long-term partnerships are built for what comes next, not what already happened. Campaigns, creative direction, cultural moments yet unseen. All of it now has a starting point, and this is where the story gets even more interesting. Nike's history is filled with figures who redefine their fields, not because they followed rules, but because they expanded them. By welcoming Lisa, Nike signals that the definition of performance itself is evolving. Strength is no longer limited to one arena. Influence is no longer confined to one language. This move also sends a message to a generation watching closely. Discipline matters. Preparation matters. consistency matters. Global impact is not built overnight. It is built through years of unseen effort. If you're finding this story compelling, stay with it. Because understanding moments like this helps us understand where culture is going next. And this channel exists to break those moments down without noise, without exaggeration, and without misleading narratives. As the reaction continues worldwide, one thing remains undeniable. This partnership feels inevitable in hindsight, yet powerful in the present. That is the mark of a well-executed decision, and as Nike's CEO officially welcomes Lisa into the family, the message is clear. This is not a trend. This is alignment. This is vision. If you want to stay ahead of stories that shape global culture, make sure you stay connected. Subscribe, follow, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what comes next. Because the biggest moves rarely announce themselves loudly. They reveal themselves over time. What happens next is often where stories like this lose people. But not this one. Because the real weight of this moment isn't in the announcement itself. It's in what it represents moving forward. Nike's decision quietly redraws the map. It places performance, discipline, and cultural influence on the same level. Lisa's presence inside the Nike family signals that the future of global icons will no longer be boxed into single identities. Artist, athlete, creator, performer. Those lines are dissolving. For years, audiences have watched Lisa move with precision that looks effortless from the outside. But effortlessness is usually the result of mastery. Behind every sharp movement is muscle memory. Behind every flawless stage is physical conditioning. This is the side of performance that rarely trends, but always sustains, and Nike understands sustainability. That's why this partnership feels calculated, not reactive. It wasn't rushed. It wasn't forced by popularity spikes or viral moments. It arrived at a point where alignment was undeniable. There's also something quietly powerful about how this announcement avoids exaggeration.
No inflated promises.
No misleading claims. Just a welcome. Because when credibility is strong, it doesn't need decoration. As this story continues to circulate, more people are beginning to see it clearly. This is not about replacing athletes. It's about expanding what athletic excellence looks like in a modern, global world. Dance requires endurance. Touring requires stamina. Consistency under pressure requires mental strength. These are not metaphors. They are realities, and Lisa has lived them for years. This is why reactions have been so strong, yet so unified. Fans, fashion insiders, and cultural commentators are all seeing the same thing. This move makes sense. That's rare in an industry often driven by shock value. If you've stayed this long, you're already part of a smaller group. People who don't just consume headlines, but understand context. And context is everything here, because years from now, this moment won't be remembered as a surprise. It will be remembered as a turning point at a moment when a global brand acknowledged that influence earned through discipline deserves the same platform as influence earned through competition. And that is a powerful statement. As this partnership unfolds, there will be visuals, campaigns, and conversations. But none of those will change the core truth established here. This was a strategic move built on shared values, not borrowed attention. As the noise settles and timelines move on, remember this moment. Not for the announcement, but for what it revealed. Nike didn't just welcome Lisa. They recognized her, and recognition, when it comes from the top, carries meaning far beyond applause. If you want to continue following stories that go deeper than surface-level hype, stay connected. Subscribe, follow, and stay tuned. Because the most important shifts in culture rarely happen loudly. They happen with intention, and this one is only getting started.